All right, everyone. Welcome on. Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Gold Digger Girl, coming in live in multiple places all over social media. So excited to be here with you guys. We have a lot happening behind the scenes. And I just want to personally thank my team for putting this together and allowing me to come here and spend a couple of days with you guys diving into multiple streams to multi-millions, being able to really step into that place of boss. And that's what this is all about. We have so many people who registered for this that I would love to know in the comments where you're tuning in from, city, state, province, country. Let me know in the comments if you are fired up to be here. Tag a friend. You know how it is. People don't always see that you're going live. So definitely tag a friend. Let them know that we are here. And I also want to tell you who this is for, okay? So we're going to get into multiple streams, but this is for the person who is sick and tired of spinning their wheels. They see the potential of social media. They see what's possible. And they also are really struggling. They don't have a clear roadmap. They feel overwhelmed by all the different pieces of building that business online. And it's for those that are sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. You don't want to be dependent upon maybe a job or feeling as if you don't have control over your financial future. That is who this is for. And that's what we're going to get into. And I think most of you know me. If you don't, I'm going to introduce myself really quickly. I'd actually love to know, because we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. Let me know in the comments if you're new. If you are new, just say hello in the comments and tell me a little bit about what has you interested in this workshop. So are you looking to expand your streams of income, or maybe you're new to the online space and you want to be able to learn more about this? Let me know in the comments. I would love to know that as well as we get into all of this. So let me know if you're new. And yeah, just say hello below. Tell us a little bit about what you do as well. And then what we're going to do really quick, I'm going to introduce myself and then we're going to dig into the material. Okay, and I go fast and furious. This is me without coffee. Yes, I'm like this all the time, so be prepared. And if you don't know me, Kimberly Olson, I've been in the online space since 2011. So that's like a dinosaur in the online world. 13 years doing this is a long time. And I'll tell you what, I really, really struggled for 6 years. I started a YouTube channel in 2011. I started a blog and I thought, oh, if I do this, I'm going to be rich and I can quit my job. And I limped along for those 6 years, either losing money or just breaking even. Not even close to considering leaving my corporate job, because I was making enough that it was substantial and we needed that money. In 2017, we had just had 2 babies back to back, and we had bought the dream home, 2 new vehicles, and now we had 2 babies in daycare. If you know anything about daycare, especially in Austin area, it's super expensive. So I was sitting there thinking, okay, this is definitely not what the American dream is, right? We were literally living paycheck to paycheck, but we both had great jobs and there just wasn't enough month at the end of the money, right? So in 2017, my friend told me about network marketing and I was like super skeptical. I was like, well, what have I got to lose? You know, what I'm doing isn't working. The blog isn't really cutting it. So I got into network marketing. I had my first comma check. I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm going to quit my job. And then my next check was like $200, right? Because everybody who knew me bought that first month and then that was it. So that summer, I actually decided to really dive into this, to learn about social media and all of that, but also to work on myself, because I knew entrepreneurship is the school of personal development. You cannot be successful unless you work on yourself. Would you guys agree with that? Let me know in the comments. So started working on myself. Actually had a decade-long battle with alcohol abuse. I think most of you guys know that. And I was really self-sabotaging, struggling with that. So I actually enlisted professional support. And I really worked intensely with a therapist, and I was able to finally overcome that addiction. August 1st, just past 7 years of celebrating sobriety, and I plan on celebrating it the rest of my life. But when I did that, it changed my life because I was actually able to truly go all in with this, to really do the work I needed to do to understand social media, but how I was showing up. That was the most important thing, right? How I was showing up. So that fall, I started going live. I didn't know what I was doing, you guys. I was in my car. I'm like, hey, let me tell you about lemon water, because my background, I have PhDs in natural health and holistic nutrition. I started a Facebook group called All In with Kim. I had 100 people in it. I didn't know half of them. And I just said, I'll coach you for free for a month. I'm going to let you, we'll set some goals and I'm going to coach you. I had a personal training background as well. Did that, and I noticed a lot of them were struggling with goal setting and just kind of like putting a plan together, but also a lot of them were asking me like, how are you doing this? Like, how did you start this group? And like, I want to do this. And I thought, oh, well, I just went live and I told people about it. And they're like, yeah, but like, how did you do that? I'm like, oh, I can tell you, I can teach you that. So I had my first workshop. I charged $15 a person. It was 90 minutes. It was on a Saturday morning, and my husband held off the babies. They were 1 and 2.5. Some of you were here back then. They were really little. And 90 minutes later, I walked out of my office and I had made $450 and I was hooked. I was like, what? So I had my network marketing. I had, my workshop income coming in. That spring, I launched Goal Digger Girl Co., had a boot camp, actually did a 5-figure launch for that, and was averaging I was averaging 6 figures in 90 days. I went part-time and I quit my job 6 months later. So if you're sitting here going, is it possible, right? Like, can I do this? Man, if you're willing to like put in the work and roll up your sleeves and just go all in with this. I mean, this is all I did evening, nights, and weekends, because I was working full time. I was commuting 2.5 hours a day. My babies were little, but I was obsessed. I was just like, I am going to figure this out. And since then, I've been able to build a multi-million-dollar coaching business. Our podcast is in the top 0.5% or 1% of all podcasts. There's like 3 million of them. I've published 8 books. 5 of them have been international bestsellers. I've spoken on huge stages. And I share all that not to impress you, but just to kind of tell you what can happen. I grew up on food stamps. I grew up, putting our clothes in layaway at Kmart. Anybody OG Kmart people, we'd go to Kmart, pick out the few things and put them in layaway and go get them like 3 months later. I grew up just in poverty. There was a lot of challenges that I was up against mentally that I had to overcome. I basically had to rebuild myself. Was it hard work? Yes. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So if you're sitting here going, I want those kind of results, I want that kind of transformation, I'm here to tell you it is absolutely possible. You can do it. You just have to bet on yourself. You have to go all in. You have to develop the traits of a warrior: tenacity, discipline, and perseverance. If that's you, you're like, put me in, coach. I'm willing to do the work. I want you to put me in the comments. I want you to claim it right now before we even get into this work, because I am not going to talk at you for the whole time of these workshops that we're doing. Oh no, we're going to be working on your business. We're going to be working on you. We're going to get your ish together. We're going to get you organized, and we're going to get your plan. Okay. So that's what we're going to do together. That fires you up. Let me know in the comments, because I am also very fired up. And what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to pull up the workbook we're working through. So if you didn't get the workbook, you didn't print it off or anything like that, that's totally fine. We're going to go through that together. Okay. We're going to go through multiple streams to multi-millions. Don't go get your workbook. Don't worry about any of that. We're going to go through all of that together. Okay. So if you can't see it too well on the screen, don't sweat it. We're going to go through all of it together, and I'll make sure that you guys can see everything that you need to see with that. Okay. All right. So first up, what we're going to talk about is, this is just going to obviously be our agenda. So we're going to be together today for 2 hours. We'll have a break midway through, and we'll let you guys know when the break is. And then we're going to be together for 2 hours tomorrow. Everything's recorded. And I do have a special invitation for you guys. We're closing this out right now. So if you are serious and you really want to do this, then I'm going to recommend that you sign up for it now. We actually have an opportunity for you to do VIP with me on Friday. Okay. So the VIP session is 2 hours. And what you're going to get for that is you're going to learn how to put together your own manifestation box. With the manifestation box, if you don't have the materials in time, you don't need them. We give you a list. You can quickly grab what's around the house. And then when your box arrives later, you can go ahead and put the materials together or gift them, right? Or raffle them off. You can do whatever you want with them. The most important part of the VIP session is teaching you the skills of manifestation. I have a very strong faith. I'm a Christian. I believe in God. So if anything I share with you, you're like, oh, what's that? It's all biblically based. I just always throw that out there because people get a little bit jiggity when I say manifestation. That's basically what prayer is you are imagining what you want. You're praying for it. You're asking for it. Then you need to believe it, and then you conceive it. The conceiving piece is actually receiving it and taking what was in thought into the physical. Isn't that powerful? So when you can learn that a lot of you spend a lot of time in lack, you have a lack mentality, you live in fear. What I want to teach you how to do is that's not godly. I want to teach you how to believe in yourself. I want you to have faith in the future. I want you to feel like you're in the driver's seat and you do dictate, good or bad, everything happening in your life right now is you. Okay. And that's sometimes hard. You're like, well, how did I'm telling you, it's metaphysics. Okay. So if you want to learn about manifestation, you want to learn how to get really clear on what you want to bring into your life, then I'm going to recommend that you guys do the VIP session, which will be on Friday. Okay. So that'll also be another 2 hours with me. So that is the agenda. All right. First up, chapter 1, the power of multiple streams. So go ahead and get out your pen and paper because we're going to spend a good amount of time on this right now. Okay. So with the average millionaire generating 7 streams of income, go ahead and write that down. With the average millionaire generating 7 streams of income, it only makes sense to consider various ways to monetize my personal brand online. Go ahead and, I know there's a line there, but just circle, star, something with personal. I'm not talking about you being a glorified sales rep for your network marketing company. And I, just so you know, if you've not done my trainings, I have no filter. So I'm just going to tell you what I think. If you don't like it, I'm not for you. Okay. And I don't apologize for that. I believe that we all need to be transparent and honest to who we are, respectful, but also okay if other people have different opinions, right? So I don't want anyone to be a glorified sales rep. I don't want you to be blasting your network marketing company, yay, I'm the top leader, because if something happens with that company, you've just lost everything. Meaning you're not your company. You need to build a personal brand, because with a personal brand, you can do anything. Okay. You can pivot, you can launch something else. I'm positive if I launched deodorant today, hey, you want to get this deodorant? It's made out of dirt and it's got, probiotics in it. You guys would buy it. You'd be like, where do I buy the deodorant? Would you not? Say yes if you would, because you trust me. You're like, oh my gosh, I love Kimberly's stuff. Let me get her deodorant, right? The Gold Digger, we should totally launch that, by the way, the Gold Digger deodorant. That's a personal brand, okay? A personal brand is you. You are the brand. And for some of you, you're struggling with owning that. Okay, you don't feel comfortable being the brand. You want to hide behind something else. Now, can you do a faceless account? Yes, I have a faceless account, and it does bring in several thousands of dollars every month. You can do that. And I have experience doing this. So going into that space was pretty easy for me. So you can do faceless. And I also want to ask you, why do you want to do faceless, right? You still have to share about yourself. You can build a personal brand through a faceless account. That's pretty freaking sweet, isn't it? But it's about you and your story. People buy from people. People buy from those that they know, like, and trust, you guys. End of story, all day, every day. You've got to get that down, okay? Next, fill in the blank here. Depending on one source of income can be dangerous. Sometimes the future can be unpredictable. Therefore, it is wise to diversify. Has anyone here been let go of a job before? Have any of you been let go from a job? Or your network marketing company closed, or you were doing affiliate and it went south? A bunch of you did some affiliate stuff with me last summer and it went south. Okay, I've been there. I've seen so many crazy things happening in the online space. When I was 8.5 months pregnant with Elise, she's my youngest. So my sales director, the VP, asked me to come. She was going to fly into Austin and spend the whole day with me to go over the territory and all the things. And she was kind of like the devil wears Prada. You know what I mean? So I got, my nice boots on. I'm looking all dressed up with my big old belly, spend the whole day with her. And at the end of the day, she says, and also the company is not doing really great. So we're going to consolidate your territory and have the other ones absorb it. And we're eliminating your position. I was like, oh, so you weren't here to spend the day with me. You just wanted to get intel, right? How in the world do you go and get a job when you're 8.5 months pregnant, especially because I was in sales and training? So I tried interviewing on Zoom, right, remotely, and you couldn't tell on my face I was pregnant. So I was getting second interviews, third interviews, and this one job I really wanted, they wanted me to fly to California. And I was like, can't fly to California when you're almost about to have a baby. And I'm almost embarrassed to say this out loud. Did any of you moms have postpartum? I had a postpartum with both of my children. It's a wonder. It's just a miracle that we can do what we do. Had postpartum and had the baby, Elise. And I can't make this up. I can't believe I'm saying it out loud, but had the baby. You know how they take them off to clean them up and do the things? I got out my phone and I found the last email with the people that in California. And I said, oh, I had made up some story where I couldn't fly out. I was like, oh, actually I can be there as soon as Friday. Like I just had a baby, and I was emailing them because that's how desperate I was. That's how afraid I was. That was how I wasn't in that joyful, like you just had a baby moment. I was in the, oh my gosh, how am I going to provide for my family? Right? Like I'm the breadwinner. I didn't have a job. I swore in my life that moment that I would never let someone else tell me if my services were needed, that I was going to figure out how to see myself as valuable. I was going to figure out how to make my skills marketable. I was going to learn how to be able to provide for my family and it not be dependent upon somebody else. And I'll tell you what, the skills I've learned and that I'm going to teach you guys, I know confidently if Gold Digger was, taken away tomorrow, that I would be able to start over and rebuild and bring my Gold Digger team back on staff as soon as possible. I know that. I know it in my DNA. Are you confident in that? Do you feel that confident in your ability to make money? If not, why not? That's the gap. That's what you need to close. That's what you need to figure out. And that's why I'm so passionate about this, because I want you to feel as confident as I do in my financial future and my ability to make money online and have a brand that you love. Like you guys can all do this, okay? So let's talk about what multiple streams can do for you, okay? So you can fill this in the blank or fill the blanks in. All right, first up, achieving financial independence. So go ahead and fill that in your workbook. Okay. Achieving financial independence. Did you guys know, I just researched it again yesterday or the day before to make sure my numbers were updated, which was interesting because it hasn't changed that much. The average, the median household income in the United States, and I know we have global representation here, but you guys get the idea. Median household income is $75,000. That seems high, right? Sweet, like it's gone up. Well, of course, the cost of living has gone up as well and inflation. The average family expenses, average household is $85,000. So I was trying to do the math on it in my head last night when I was trying to fall asleep. Does anyone else have a mind that just goes and goes and goes? Like I think I created like 5 new products in my head last night. Okay, hold on. So if you've got $10,000, we're short divided by 12 months. Okay, so the average family is $833 short per month. Can you guys resonate with that, with your bills? Are you like, oh my gosh, so I'm not overspending, I'm not crazy. Like we really are short. Okay, if you represent the averages, some of you are above, some of you are below that. How crazy is that? The average family cannot afford the cost of living right now. I'm not subscribing to that. I'm not going to sit here and complain about interest rates and, oh, the government. I'm not participating in that. I don't participate in recessions. My net worth has gone up since we went into our economic downfall. Why? Because I don't look at it that way. I'm going to challenge you to do the same. Don't be a victim, guys. We don't have to participate in that. We can rise above it. We can create our own financial independence. Number 2, multiple streams can create greater stability and safety. Okay, greater stability and safety. Okay, who here has had where you can't go to sleep at night or you wake up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat because you have so much anxiety over your bills and your finances? I mean, the number 1 cause of divorce is financial issues, right? I would suspect it's also a big problem for other areas of your life as well, right? Being in a job that you can't stand because you don't have that safety net built up. So staying in a job that you can't leave because you don't have a plan B, right? Well, greater stability and safety allows you to have a plan B, a plan C, a plan D, a plan E. That's what we're all about. Okay, we want to build up our net worth. We want to build up our income. And we're going to talk about active income today and passive income, or maybe it's tomorrow. I can't remember. I'm so excited about everything we have for you because we have a lot of new training for you guys today. It's so awesome. Okay, we're going to get into it. All right, number 3, scaling faster. Okay, scaling faster. So what's cool about multiple streams is that you can learn how to make more money without doing more work. That's what scaling is. If you've ever been like, what are people talking about scaling a brand, scaling a business? What it means is where you can bring in more without doing more, okay? So instead of one-to-one coaching, because you can only have so many clients, you might go to group coaching, one to many, right? One of you and then say 50 students, okay? You can bring in more money that way, but you're not working more. So you can scale faster when you have multiple streams. Heck yeah, you've got multiple things going on. You start learning about passive income, portfolio income, bring it all together. It's going to be epic, okay? Number 4 is a flexible schedule from home, okay? A flexible schedule from home. We love the safe corporate job. And actually, I pulled this up. I'm not going to screen share because you guys should see. I have to do a video. I'm going to do a video for YouTube. It's on my list of my back office setup. You guys, if you could see what's happening right now, you would get in your car and drive away, okay? So let me just tell you what I was going to show you on screen because I'm not about to pull up another thing, but I have 2 huge monitors and all this stuff going on. It's kind of comical. Okay, so let's talk about the highest paying jobs, okay? All right, well, let's just say this. I'm going to give you actually US News and World Report's best jobs of 2024. Nurse practitioner, median salary is $121,000. How many of you might be a nurse and you may or may not love it. Some of you don't want to be a nurse. The next one is a financial manager. Who here is like, no, thank you. I don't like numbers. Tori's our finance manager. She's like, talk nerdy to me. Like she loves talking about the numbers. So financial manager, 139,000. Software development, 127. IT, you would think IT would be like $500,000, right? IT is 164. Physician assistant, how much schooling is that? 126,000. Like they should be paid way more. Okay, the rest are pretty much medical or information security data, pretty much all of them. Okay, so if you go and do those things, how much college do you need and education and student loans and years off of the work, out of the workspace to be able to get the degrees and the training for those jobs? And then at the end of it, you make just over $100,000. Like, did you guys see the cost of living we talked about? It's $85,000, the cost of living. So what if you want to put money aside for your children's college? What if you want to go to Disney and take your family and pay cash? What if you want to go, I have it on my vision board is a really nice Rolex. Okay, I know it seems ridiculous, but it'll hold its value. What if you want to go pay cash for a car, for a vehicle? We only pay cash for our cars. You can't do that if the cost of living is $85,000 and then look at these numbers for the best jobs of 2024. So flexible schedule from home. The safe corporate job is so 1999, okay? It's just not a thing anymore. And by the way, if you have a job you love, that's great. My husband works for Texas Parks and Wildlife. He loves his job, loves his job. He's going to be there forever. He's going to retire. And I love that, right? I love that he's happy and loves his job. I'm just saying the mindset that we have grown up with, all of us here most likely have been told, go get a job, go to college and you'll get a good job and you'll be all set. It doesn't work that way anymore, okay? And number 5 is living your dream life. What can multiple streams do for you? Allow you to live your dream life, okay? If you want true wealth, if you want to change your family tree, if you want to make an impact, this is how. This is what I will tell you. People will look at me and kind of go, oh, wow, she just wants, more money. I've had people say that, like, oh, you and all your millions, right? Like, you're so greedy. And I'm like, are you kidding me? We have a nonprofit called Elephant Sisters where we support women in our community and their families. When people reach out to me, I get requests quite frequently. Please don't take advantage of me. And I'll have a friend that's like, oh my gosh, we just found out about this family, or our neighbors were like, we just took in 2 kiddos. It's a foster situation. Boom, drop everything. And I support them. I'm able to spend the money and help those people. People that are good, we want to support them having more money. I know you guys are good. We only attract people who have good hearts. So why wouldn't you want to be those people, right? Living your dream life, living generously and abundantly, being able to give, like, man, that's what it's all about to me as well, okay? All right, let's keep moving. Okay, here's some extra things to think about. The power of multiple income streams, financial security and stability, right? So we talked about that. Accelerated wealth building. Who here wants to build true wealth? Put me in the comments. So what is true wealth? True wealth is where you can let's just say first off, to start with, you need to have a net worth in the positive. That would be the first step. So you have your loan on your house, you have your mortgage, you have credit card debt, different things, that you have more equity in your home, for example, cash in the bank, money and investments. That would be the first level. And then the next level would be where you don't need to work. You have enough assets producing for you. So we'll get into different things, but our rental property, for example, we have an investment property that pays for the investment, or the property pays for the mortgage, it pays for all the things and then some. We have more of those. Now we have all these investment properties producing. I don't have to work. Scott doesn't have to work, for example. Okay. Increased opportunities for growth, obviously, enhanced flexibility and freedom, resilience against economic downturns. Right? We don't have to participate in the ups and downs and be stressed out about. Please don't watch the news, by the way. Just don't do that. Continuous income flow, multiple income streams ensure that continuous income flow. That way, if you are let go from your job, your network marketing company compresses their comp plan, one of your accounts, something happens with it, you have multiple things with revenue coming in to get you through that little hiccup that you may have. And leveraging passive income, we are going to talk about passive income today. So excited. So types of income streams here. So we have active, passive, and portfolio income. So we are going to talk about that right now. That's awesome. I was not sure. Okay. So active income is the money you're earning in exchange for performing a service or completing a task. So there's some examples here so you can kind of see what those look like, but that's typically when you have a job, would of course be active. I always say you're trading time for money is sort of a negative way to describe it, but that's basically what it is. You have to spend your time doing something to get paid. So it doesn't have to be a corporate job. It can be if you do social media management and you handle other people's social media accounts. You only get paid if you produce the social media content, manage their accounts, but that takes your time, right? So requires ongoing effort, directly tied to the number of hours you work. So with active income, I will tell you guys, you will hit a dead end with how much you can make with active income, even if you increase your prices. So I know someone who she pretty much does more one-to-one work, and it's high ticket. It's a really high investment to work with her. And I also know that you can only take on so many clients one-to-one. So she's capped at her income. Like she can't scale it. She can't go up unless she does significant price increases, which at a certain point, the market's not going to support that. So the benefits are the steady income. I call it right now money. There is nothing wrong with active income. There's nothing wrong. I actually think it's admirable if people are really struggling even to get their businesses going and they say, you know what, I think I'm going to take a part-time job. Or I might even look at going back, back into corporate. There's nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes that's the path for you. Never feel bad about that. I think there's just shame around that. And that's weird. It's better to be responsible. So that way you have some money coming in. So the stress of money is reduced. So you can focus on learning the skills to generate income online and get your business going. None of you ever feel bad about that or apologize or, well, I still have my job. That job is paying the bills. I think Bob Proctor talks about that. Imagine, I think he did talk about that. And I feel like it was him, but we'll say it was him, but I'm not 100% positive. But the job you have now, that's that right now money. Imagine it was gone and you struggled for work for 6 months. How grateful would you be to have that job? You'd be so grateful. So be grateful and know that there's other ways. There's other skills that you can develop in expanding your income, okay? Now, of course, if you are in a job, I would definitely consider asking for a raise, looking for promotions. Also, I do this a lot with our high-level programs is I do attract people who are doing really well in corporate. I will work with them so they can work their way out of their job and go into contract work. So often they'll end up significantly reducing their hours, go to contract instead of employees so they can also do other things. And typically they end up making the same, if not more. It's super weird, but it's awesome. Okay. So you could also look at that too. Passive income is earned with minimal effort or active involvement once the initial setup is complete. So I will also say with passive income, I feel as though there's been a little bit of a misconception on social media. Think of it this way. When we say passive income, if you see content creators like me putting a lot of stuff out there, when we say passive income, what we mean is that money can come in without you necessarily doing something to have that money come in. but there's always work at the beginning or even maintenance. Okay, so here's an example. If I do a reel right now, and maybe I made the reel 3 months ago, and I pop the reel up on my Instagram account, and the reel says, drop guides to get my awesome guide on affiliate marketing, and people put the word guide. We have ManyChat set up where it will automatically DM them. Hey, this is Kimberly's bot, goal getter Gabby, and I have a couple questions for you. So the bot will go, tell them about our membership program. They'll click through and purchase. They might sign up for our membership program. It's $1,000. And that happened passively. Is that making sense? But did I create the reel, even if it was 3 months ago? Did I set up the ManyChat, right, to get all that connected? Yes. Did I create the program that I'm selling into? Yes. So passive income isn't you're sitting on your couch, eating Little Debbie's or whatever. Like, it's not passive. You're on a beach and the money's just flowing in. You can set it up to have that money coming in. And that's what we want. We always want to work smarter, not harder. We want to think about automation. We are going to go over tools either today, this afternoon, or tomorrow. We're going to go over a bunch of tools to help you get organized with your business. So that will help you start thinking about the big picture on that. Okay. So you can see passive income, some heuristics. You have that initial investment. I want to give you some examples, and I want you to be thinking about which ones you're going to lean into. So in your notebook, if you don't have this workbook printed, in your notebook, I want you to jot down some ideas for passive income that you want to pursue. Okay. So examples are rental income from properties, earnings from a blog or YouTube. We get checks every single month from YouTube, from Amazon, I've been an influencer since 2011. Our books, our audios, we get all kinds of checks every month. Poor Tori has to organize all of that, but we always celebrate all the line items, right? So that's some examples as you can earn money that way. Royalties from books, music, or patents, dividends from stocks and shares. Okay, so that's some passive income. Of course, we all know the benefits, pretty awesome. The final area we want to talk about with different types of income is portfolio income. So this is from investments in various financial instruments. So I'm actually, let's see, I think I put it, oh yes. Abby, do me a huge favor. On the multiple streams working doc, you'll see I highlighted it. Oops, I just clicked it. Let me see where I highlighted it so you can find it easily. You'll see Marissa's link under session, diverse paths to wealth. You'll see Marissa's link on the sidebar. Can you put it in the chat for everybody? So for portfolio income, this is where you'll work with a financial advisor, and you can actually build up a portfolio. So you have interest, dividends, capital gains, buying, selling stocks, mutual funds. I actually know how to do that stuff, and I do geek out a little bit because I have that nerdy side of me that just loves numbers and math. And most of you don't, or it's over your head, or it's outside of your skill set and you don't need to be spending time learning it. You can actually work with a financial advisor. So Marissa is mine. I've used her for, I think, 4 years now. And I can't make any income claims, but I will tell you that the investments, all the income she's managing of mine increases way above the market. So let's just put it that way. So you can actually book a consult with her. I did tell her I was going to share that with you guys. So get on her calendar so you can see how, even if you put a little bit away, right? And she can help you with other things too, such as college, putting money away for college, that kind of thing. Okay. The best advice I can give you guys is don't go it alone. Don't put your head in the sand. It's not going to change your situation. It really isn't. It's just going to delay things. And put me in the comments if you did put your head in the sand and then suddenly you had to pay for college for your kids and you really wished you would have planned ahead a little bit. Or you're entering retirement right now and you are not where you want to be and you really wished you would have not put your head in the sand and you would have taken the time to get some help here. Okay. So we just want you to not be alone doing this, and also take responsibility, you guys. If you don't do that, none of us can. Okay. Sorry, Abby, if you can't find it. Okay. So portfolio income, you can see the different examples there for that. Assessing your current income streams. Okay, so this is what we're going to do for this section here, and then I'll give you time on the break to work on this. We're not at break yet, but just so you know, I will give you time to work on this, so don't stress out about doing it right this second. Identifying your income sources. So the instructions for this, you're going to list all the current sources of income you have. Include your primary job, side hustles, investments, and passive income. So we really want to capture everything so we can start to see that your primary job is a source of income. Maybe you have some investments, okay? Now, you might not be pulling from your investments right now as income, but is it producing revenue? Start looking at this differently, okay? We're not talking about you get a check in the mail from your employer. I want you to start thinking differently of, for me, I know with Goal Digger, I think there's like 100 and I want to say there's like 100 and we'll just say 100 different line items when Tori does the monthly revenue. And then I also know we have our rental property producing income. I have investments in different things. So we have, I just got a check for a conservation easement thing from a few years ago. And Scott's like, what's this? I'm like, oh, we just get these random checks. So that's awesome. We want those random checks. So it's all these different things. If you can start seeing it that way, you're going to feel very abundant. You're going to go, wow, like I have a lot of things going on already. And then you can just expand. Okay. So we want to know current income you have, the sources, list out primary job, side hustles, investments, passive income. Okay. Now for step 2, you're going to evaluate your income sources. So the instructions for this is for each income source listed above, evaluate its stability, growth potential, and the time and effort required to maintain it. So this is really cool because you may have never done this, but you're going to do an assessment. You're going to do an assessment, kind of an audit to look at where you're at right now. Your primary job, you might say, it's not stable. Like I'm on a contract that ends in December and I don't know if it's going to be renewed. That's not stable. But you might say, but it gets renewed every year. And I know if I didn't, I can find a job somewhere else in 2 seconds. Well, then it's more stable. Okay. Growth potential. Are you at a dead end job or are you at a job that has potential for you to grow, move into a different position, take on a leadership role? What's the time and effort? For time, think of, linear. For effort, I want you to describe it. What's the effort? Do you enjoy it? Is it easy or is it take a lot? It kind of sucks your soul, right? Or it's like more of an energy, okay? Energy vampire. Side hustles. You might be, and actually this just happened. There's this new content creator program that Amazon has, and they asked me to be a part of it. So I was looking at all of the brands that I could collaborate with, and there's requirements for promotion. And I was just like, that is not worth our time. I was looking at how much the products were and the commission payout on it. And I was thinking, are you serious right now? Like this doesn't make any sense for what else I could focus my efforts on, meaning creating a new course, right? Or putting some great content together. It makes way more sense for me to spend my time on that. But that wouldn't happen unless I didn't have the discernment. It would be so easy to go, oh my gosh, I want to be a brand influencer with Amazon. I'm so cool, right? I'm just kidding because some of you might be brand influencers. But in my mind, right, it's so cool to be a brand influencer. Not if it's not making you any money, right? Or you're spending a lot of time on it. So don't get caught up in that shiny object syndrome either, where when this is going to help you guys so much. Write this down in your notes. Shiny object syndrome. What that is where you jump into something without even assessing if it makes sense. Does it make sense for your brand? What's the ROI potential? What's the long term on it? Is it like a hot thing that's going to fizzle out in 3 months? Or is it you can see the longevity to it? You can see it going the distance. And how much time is it taking for you? Do you enjoy it? You want to do like a little analysis here for these new things that come your way, because there's always going to be new things. It's your job to figure out, do those make sense? Okay. And then you're going to continue to assess your investments, your passive income, and anything else you want to add there, okay? Setting income goals. Your instructions for this are based on your evaluation, set specific measurable goals for increasing and diversifying your income streams. First goal, let's put a percentage down of your income growth, okay? How much do you want to grow your income? So if you don't like math, you can also use ChatGPT to help you with anything with math and percentages. I actually help Addison with like very advanced homework by using ChatGPT. I don't let her use it. I do it and then I help her. So increase income. You could say, hey, ChatGPT, my current income is this. This is how much I want to be making. What's the percentage of growth for that? Okay. Or Google it. Goal number 2, start a new income stream in blank. In what? Like, what do you want to start another income stream in within the next 3 months? So maybe you want to start affiliate marketing. Maybe you want to launch a course. Maybe you want to do a membership program. Like there's other things that you want to do. We have a bunch of ideas for you coming up on different income streams. Goal number 3 is to reduce time spent on blank by blank hours per week. by outsourcing or automating tasks. So if you have a job, you might not be able to outsource it. But if you, let's say right now, it takes you a long time to make your reels and add the captions or the fonts to it and do all of that and post them. And it's just so much. Could you outsource that? Could you delegate that? You can put that right there, okay? Identifying skills and interests. Let's see, instructions, list your skills, hobbies, and interests that could potentially be turned into income streams. So you can list that out right there. And then brainstorming ideas based on skills, hobbies, and interests listed above. Brainstorm at least 5 potential new income streams. So I will be going over some ideas for income streams on this. So you can be thinking of some that came up already, and then we can add to it when you have new ideas, okay? Research and feasibility. So instructions for this: choose 2 of the ideas from your brainstorm and conduct preliminary research to assess their feasibility. Okay. So if this is like, whoo, over your head, it just sounds smart or fancy. It's basically just think about your brainstorming ideas and then let's look into it a little bit. Okay. So if you're like, ooh, I want to start a blog. Okay. What's the potential market for that? Google that. Are new blogs having success? Is the blogging market saturated? What is it going to cost to get that blog started? How much time will it take you? And how will you make money? Sometimes people will tell me, oh, I just want to start a blog. I'm like, but why? What are we going to do with the blog? Of course, you can be creative to be creative, right? But let's monetize it. And then obviously there's a spot for another idea. Brainstorming your why, write down why this is important to you and what you will accomplish by having multiple streams of income. Think about your family. Do you guys sense my emotion when I was telling you how I've changed my family tree, how I've rebuilt myself? Like the woman you see here is very different than the woman 7 years ago. You could feel that. That's because my why has been so strong this entire time. Okay, so important. All right, we'll get into homework in 1 second, but first I'm going to bring from backstage one of our amazing students. I want you guys to meet a couple of our ladies over the next couple days so you can hear from real life rock stars like her, so that way you can hear a little bit about them implementing what you guys are learning today and give you that inspiration you need to see that you can do this too. So from backstage, Heidi Meckley, thank you for being on, Heidi.
Thank you so much for having me. Yes. Hopefully you can hear me okay and everything's.
My audio is being weird. Hold on. I think it's my computer. Okay. Can you talk for me again?
It's good?
Okay. I think it's on my end, but what I'll do is I'll pull up the live stream and there might be a delay if I do it that way. Hold on. Let me see what's going on. All right, you guys, in the comments, this is what I want you to do while I'm figuring out my tech piece here. Let's see. Here we go, settings.
Sure, it's going. Got the right microphone. It's got my Yeti.
Okay, I'm gonna try again. Don't worry, we will get it figured out. But in the comments, I want you guys to tell me out of what you've put together so far, what did you, for your brainstorming, which ones are coming to mind? What ideas do you have for multiple? Let me know in the comments. Okay, I think I got it. Heidi, can you go?
Are you hearing me yet?
Yes! Praise God. I'm so happy. Yay! I can hear you. Okay, awesome. Thank you, Heidi. Thanks for your patience, you guys. I'm telling you, you would run away if you saw what I had going on back here. But I appreciate your grace. Heidi, welcome on. I would love for everyone to get to know you a little bit. So tell them who you are and what you do.
I am Heidi Meckley, and I'm a soul aligning business coach, and I help women silence the doubt, crush their goals, and live a life of their dreams and build a business of their dreams by connecting inward with your soul so you can get all of that other crud out of the way that the world and society puts on us, and more importantly, yourself, so that you can truly live a life of your dreams and have the life and business, both of your dreams. And I love helping people do that.
I think everybody needs to do that first, you guys. So hit up Heidi after this. I mean, it really is the foundation of being able to get out of your own way and being able to just be free and have that. Yeah, it's all the mindset. And I'm actually glad we're talking about this. You're the perfect example of like overhaul with your own self and your own mindset to be able to show up powerfully. But also, this is what's interesting, you guys. When you work on yourself and you just really step into who you are, that will show up online. You will attract people to you because you're being authentic. I mean, Heidi, you're the epitome of stepping into authenticity. So can you share with everyone that transformation you've had? I mean, I know I started working with you last year, and then I remember you came into another level of a program in, I think it was December. But even the last 3 to 6 months, I have seen a 360 with you. Can you tell them a little bit about that metamorphosis?
Once you realize that you're the problem, even though I kind of knew that, you kind of are waiting for somebody else to pull it out of you. It's up to you to look inward to get it out of you. And until you do that, it's very hard to get past it. I have gone through so many different coaching things, and I'm in love with Kimberly's programs and all she has to offer. And I kept feeling like I was hitting my head going, why is this not connecting? Why is this not, I understand it, but yet it wasn't in here. I didn't feel it. It wasn't hitting. The things weren't clicking. I couldn't understand. Um, every time I heard the word, you've got to provide value, I would want to pull my hair out. If you feel like that, you understand, because you're like, what? Value. Okay, yes, that means share things about what they may want to see, but what do they want to see? And then you get stuck in your head about the mindset piece, and you're just rolling and rolling and rolling. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to hear that. Instead of reaching into your people and going, okay, what are you looking for? Looking and seeing the cues and clues that they give you from the start and going, okay, now I can see this. But you don't see it till you get your mind right and you go in first. When I started doing this, when I decided that I was going to switch from just Heidi Meckley coaching, accountability, mindset, and action, which is great, I was hiding behind what I could actually do. And I had a lot of people behind me kicking me in the pants going, but you're so much more than that. Why aren't you saying it? If you have a fear, it's always going to stop you. Don't let these fears stop you, because I'm telling you, you are missing out. Once I changed, lit up my logo and lit up my colors, instead of being blah and boring, because that's not who I am, dyed the hair to match so that I could prove a point to myself first, not everybody else. This was for me, so that I could say, I can do this. I am strong enough, and I have what it takes as the psychic medium, soul aligning business coach to be able to help people at a level that most cannot. And it's been life changing. But Kimberly has had to kick me in the pants several times in order to say, listen, there's more there. There's more there. And I'm like going, I don't know what it is. I'm just me. But when we have those walls up and we're not looking in, you can't see. And you refuse to, because there's a fear stopping you almost every single time. And once you get out of that way, I'm telling you, it's been like lightning speed since the changeover, and everything has changed. I'm not afraid to talk to people about it, not afraid to talk, because it was the psychic medium piece that I was always leaving out.
Right.
I know I can do the accountability. I know I can do the mindset. I know I can kick you in the butt to take action. I am really good at all three of those. But I had a little secret sauce that when people come work with me, they're like, what is that?
How do you
and
know?
It took me a while to even be comfortable to say it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, that's like I talked about before, like manifestation, people get all chickadee, and it's like, that's okay. You know, we don't have to be for everybody. And the truth is, when you try to be everything to all people, you're not really standing for anything. And I've seen you just say, this is who I am, and unapologetically. And I want to encourage you guys to be inspired by Heidi, because I know you guys, I know a lot of you, and you are playing small. And I know it's not easy to hear that, but you're absolutely playing small. That's why you're not having the success you want to have. And in order for you to do that, you need to break through, just like what Heidi said. Now, Heidi, I want you to mention this to close out our conversation. You have invested, and you've worked with me in different programs. You've invested. Talk about the importance of investing, and when you do it, even if you don't necessarily have the revenue flowing in, like, you know, while amazing, but to invest before you're ready, to invest when maybe your business isn't producing. Why is that important? Having that skin in the game, but also having someone call you out on your ish. Talk to them a little bit about that.
It's kind of in order to get where you want to go, it's kind of required and needed
Mhm.
because nobody can get there on their own. And if you do happen to kind of get there, you're going to fall back because you don't have the tools and everything that you need. And most importantly, you're not going to have the people around you that are going to help keep you there.
Ooh, I just got chills.
The community, gonna make me cry now because I can feel you.
Yeah.
The community and the people that you find within these groups, aside from just Kimberly, her team, absolutely freaking amazing people.
Mhm.
Um, okay, you're killing me, Smalls. Somebody on here is woo!
My
Okay.
girl's favorite
Um,
movie. I say
it's
it all the
just
time.
to be able, especially the in-person things, if you do anything, you must. If you join any of the programs, you must get to any of the in-person events. They are game changing, hands down. This is where the life changing things happen. You find your tribe, you find your people, you get the people who will lift you up and all the things. And it's kind of like a pay to play because you're paying in to find the people like you that are going to support you, not shut you down and tell you your dream is stupid and not
Mhm.
uh, try to misdirect you or lead you in a different direction. They're going to be there to support you. They're going to be there to lift you up. They're going to be there to cheer you on all through the entire thing. And without investing in you, you're always going to feel like you're missing something.
Yeah.
And your community is one of the biggest pieces. You need to invest to get that community because you need the right community. This is something I've learned over the last probably 5 years of going and coaching. It's world of difference when you pay to play to be with the community.
Mhm. It really
Don't want to miss
is.
that piece.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much, Heidi. You're the best. I want
Thank
you
you.
guys to go follow Heidi. It's Heidi Meckley, Meckley. All of her social media. Go follow her. You won't miss her colorful hair if you're watching her content. So thank you, Heidi, so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh gosh, isn't that awesome? And it's so true, you guys. How many of you would agree it takes a village to raise an entrepreneur? Right? Like, this is not for the faint of heart. My husband's so sweet. He's like, I have 6 meetings today. He's like, I know that's your typical day, but it's a lot for me. And I was like, yeah, that is kind of, no, of course I've changed my schedule, but like he gets it, right? Like it's different when you're an entrepreneur. There's so many emotional ups and downs to it. It's just wild. Now, as you guys are going through this material today with me, I want to ask you a serious question, just kind of pause for a second, and then we'll get into homework in a moment here. But I want to ask you guys a serious question. Right now, where you are in your business, and especially personally with the mindset piece, the personal development, your self identity, your confidence on social media, your posture. And you know what? I'm just going to say it because this is going to land with a lot of you. Your lack of consistency, because a lot of you are very inconsistent. I can literally look up any of your accounts right now. A lot of you struggle with being consistent on social media. And that's the number one golden rule to being successful. The reason why you're lacking in consistency is because you're lacking in clarity. And that's what Heidi was just talking about. If you don't have the clarity, you can't go, you can't run, you can't have that conviction. You can sense my conviction in this material I'm teaching you. I'm living it. That's why you can sense it. I know for a fact that I'm dropping fire today. I'm going to help out some people today. Do you feel that way about your social media? If you're like, oh, dang it, my little checklist says I need to post a reel. Or are you saying, I'm going to go help somebody? Ask Allison. I texted her this morning because she's so sweet, always checking on me when I've got all the things happening. And I said, you know what? We're going to change some lives today. Like, makes me emotional. There's somebody out there that we get to help. Like, I know that in my body, in my DNA, in my soul, in my heart. That's why you can sense. Are you guys feeling me right now? Like, you can feel it? That's conviction. So I want to ask you a serious question. Do you feel like you have the tools right now? You have the mindset, you have the conviction, you have the clarity in your messaging, you're getting the leads, you're closing the sales, you have the revenue coming in consistently. Do you feel like you have the tools right now to achieve that on your own? Okay, you've been going it alone so far, probably. How's that working for you? Honestly, do you feel like you have it? Do you have a clear plan? What I'm going to actually do right now is I'm actually going to invite you guys to We actually open this up once or twice a year. So I'm gonna pop it up on the slide so you guys can see it. And I think I might do, yeah, I'll just leave it like that. So I'm actually excited to announce that we're opening the Millionaire Mindset Experience right now. If you don't know what it is, I'll tell you guys a little bit about it and who it's for. If you'd like to work with me and you're just like, I don't know what the investment would be, I don't know if I can swing it, but just in general, if you're like, oh my gosh, Kimberly, this has helped me so much. I want more. I want you to coach me. I want to work with your team. I want to be like Heidi and have that transformation. I want you to drop boss in the comments. Okay. Just put boss in the comments to signify that you are ready to boss up. You are ready to level up. You are ready to go to the next level in your business, personally, professionally. You want to have all the income and all the streams. Okay. So this program right here, the Millionaire Mindset Experience, we'll talk about who it's for. Are you ready to attract wealth into your life? So we can actually teach you how to attract wealth, how to get in alignment with the wealth frequency, how to be able to learn how to monitor where you are in the emotional guidance scale every day. Most of you are at the very bottom of the emotional guidance scale, which is lack, fear, worry, doubt, anxiety. You are not going to attract high revenue income business, awesome clients and customers when you're down there. Okay. You have to learn how to get up, to move your way up the emotional guidance scale. And in this way, you can really get yourself aligned with who you really are. So this program is the best program out there where you can come into a group setting. It's a 6-month program where you're going to be able to work with me and the team every single week. Okay, so that we were working intensely together. Also, I want to mention while I'm presenting this, we actually have we've newly launched this component to it. So this may be new for some of you, but we actually have certified coaches that are able to teach this material. So if one of our certified coaches invited you to this workshop, they will reach out to you. So just make sure you connect with them if you want to get in this program. Coaches, make sure you reach out and let your community know that they can work with you in this program. So with the Millionaire Mindset Experience, it's a 6-month guided program by myself. Whether or not you work with me or a certified coach, you're going to go through my curriculum. So I created all of the curriculum. You get a beautiful workbook in the mail. It's gorgeous. Abby designed it. You're also going to go through 12 modules where we'll cover mindset, marketing, and money. It's always mindset before mechanics, but the way I teach it, for those of you in MME right now, let them know in the comments what it's like. Yesterday, we worked through this beautiful mood board and we actually developed, everyone came up and we have templates and we walk them through this, but they came up with their own mood board for their brand that was aligned. I mean, you should see Heidi's. It was all color. Okay, it was so colorful, but it was beautiful. That mood board is representing who they are, their brand. And now they have the colors and the elements and the aesthetics and the fonts to match their brand. Okay, so it's not just mindset. It's mindset in everything that you do. But I'm going to teach you your target audience, how to do market research, find the gap in the marketplace, your offer, building recurring revenue, and how to make money. And we infuse mindset into all of it. That's why I say it's the best program out there if you want to master everything from mindset to marketing to making money. Every week we have Zooms. And for modification, if you're working with one of the coaches, you can connect with them on their schedule. So what we do is we teach a module and then we integrate. So write this down in your notes if you're checking it out. This is totally different than anything out there. You're not just going to watch videos and implement things and check them off, action steps. We're going to guide you through the integration process. Integration is where you become. It's where you embody it. If you've heard that term before, it's part of your identity. Every single module we actually integrate, which is the secret sauce behind this program. You're going to get your workbook. We have a private Facebook group and student chat. Like Heidi said, best relationships and connections happen within these kind of communities. And we also do lifetime access with the curriculum. Okay. So you're going to receive the precise methods I used in marketing, mindset, and finances. You're going to be led to explore your own inner strengths and untapped potential. You'll foster personal growth, knowledge, and a deep grasp of how to bring genuine wealth into your life in various ways. You'll also learn how to read material abundance and be truly wealthy in all areas of life. We're going to get to the root of where you're at and how to overcome that. Did you guys know procrastination is a very strong form of self-sabotage? Did you guys know that most of you are operating on old beliefs that are not serving you? That's why you're not doing the reels and you're not going live and you're not posting selfies and you're like, ugh. It's because of old programming. We need to rebuild you. We need to rebuild new hardware so that way you have a new self-image and identity. And what we're going to do, we're going to open the program till Tuesday and then it's shutting it down. Okay. Tuesday at midnight, doors closed. This 6-month program, everyone who comes in gets this bonus. And this bonus is, I think, worth, what is it? A couple thousand. You're going to get full access to the Like a Gold Digger conference virtual experience. So this was a live 2-day event. We recorded all of it. So it's a very high production quality. And you guys will actually be able to go through, there's 14 hours of nonstop inspiration from 40 incredible speakers in our industry. Keynotes from Carrie Ford, Aaron King, and Jessica Higdon. Plus there's a bunch of bonuses. A lot of the speakers donated bonuses for it or contributed. So you guys will get that as well. Okay, so you can scan the QR code for more info. My team is going to drop the link in the comments on YouTube, on Instagram, and on Facebook. You can also reach out to me just to say, hey, Kimberly, I want to do this. You know, what's that look like? The investment for this program, you guys, I want you to think of it this way, okay? If you went to college for 6 months, how much would it cost you? Put that in the comments. Okay, how much would it cost you to go to college for 6 months? Okay, we'll say 1 semester, right? This is 6 months, so with breaks and all the stuff, we'll just say we'll say 1 or 2 semesters of college, right? Well, the average tuition for a year of college, private or not private, private or public, is $37,500. It's probably gone up. Okay, so yeah, $12K for 1 semester, so $24,000, and that would probably be like a local university. Yeah, let me know if any of you are paying tuition right now. It's a year of private is $60K. Okay, 1 class is $500. Right, 1 class, yeah, $25,000. Okay, so with this program, it's a 6-month program. What I'm going to teach you would be like you going to undergrad, not all 4 years. Okay, it's a 6-month program, but it would be like you going to undergrad for 2 years. So that would cost you what, 50,000, 60,000, maybe 70,000. Okay, that's what I'm going to teach you. You know how I know? My undergrad is in business management and marketing, and I know what I learned there, and I was not able to apply that into the business world, if you know what I'm saying. So you're going to learn how to earn. You're going to learn how to make money. You're going to learn how to develop those skills, okay? So this is not $12,000. It's not $60,000. It's not $25,000. The investment for this 6-month program, you can pay in full, and there's a little bit of savings there. It's $1,897, $1,897, $1,897, or you can do a payment plan. It is a payment plan. You have full access to the program. It's not a monthly plan where you can cancel at any time. We're allowing you to spread out your payments. You are committed to all 6 months, okay? And that one payment plan is $347 a month. That gets you the entire program, the group coaching, the materials, the workbook in the mail, and you have lifetime access to the curriculum as well. Learn how to earn it. Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's really what it is right at the end of the game or at the end of the day. So in this program, this is what we're going to accomplish together. Okay. I am actually going to share with you a couple of ladies who've gone through this program. Okay, so Stephanie came in. She actually didn't have any enrollments in her network marketing company. She had a big lull, 6 months of 0 enrollments. Her first 3 weeks, she enrolled seven team members in network marketing. Amanda came in. She actually wasn't really much on TikTok. She'd done a little bit on Facebook and Instagram. And since doing the program, she's actually grown her TikTok account to 400,000. Her name's Amanda Young. You can go look her up. Ginny was somebody who is known as the customer getter in her direct sales business. And she actually reframed her beliefs and kind of like Heidi, we actually did some work together. And I was like, are you afraid of making money? And she was like, yeah, like I was raised that like you give all your money away to the church and you shouldn't make money and it's bad. So we worked through all of that. And she actually reframed her beliefs and she had her first 5-figure month. And now she's recruiting like a crazy person. Raynell came in. The most she'd ever done was 30,000 in a month in volume. And she hit consistent 100K months after going through the program. Lacey, who came in, she came into a different program, but same concepts, didn't have anything. Lacey's someone who came in who didn't have a brand, didn't have a social media presence, nothing, okay? And oh yeah, and if you have any questions, just drop them below. She had 2 5-figure launches back to back. Tracy had a few thousand, was making a few thousand per month with her. I think she was in direct sales and doing influencer stuff. So promoting makeup, skincare, different things, and built up to 150,000 followers on Instagram, to a multiple six-figure business. Lauren also came into a little bit different program. Again, same concepts. And the reason why I'm mentioning these ladies, because they all had the same thread, the theme of mindset blocks. It's just belief. It's imposter syndrome. It's all the things, right? Glass ceilings. We shatter those glass ceilings together. Okay. And Lauren signed her first six-figure client, which is really cool. And she actually sent me a little screenshot of her last quarter results. And in one quarter, she did $100 and some thousand in revenue. Elise came in, she quit her corporate job after going through our programs and did 200K her first year. So I'm sharing that with you just to give you some really great examples of people who came in, who maybe were struggling and were able to break through those limiting beliefs, those barriers, and all of the things that you know are stopping you and holding you back. So this program is great for those that are in network marketing, direct sales, affiliate marketing, who are course creators, coaches, anything where you're creating content on social media. This is great for anyone that's in a service-based industry. So we've had realtors come through the program. We've had CPAs, bookkeepers. We've had, one of the gals has a local fitness studios, but she wanted an online presence, which is cool. She actually ended up rolling out retreats and doing in-person retreats, launched a podcast, launched all of her social media. Now she has her own brand, so she can do more than her fitness studios, and she's actually selling them because she was able to work herself out of it and sell her studios. And now she's just doing whatever she wants, which is cool. So yeah, if you're online in any way, my trainings are always geared around social media, online marketing. So if you're going to have an online presence in any way, then yes, it's absolutely a great fit. Okay, so all kinds of industries, all kinds of niches. We've had all different like areas that you can think of. Yeah. And then yes, so we will cover, so with specifics, like let's say we're talking about having a conversation in Messenger. I'm not going to give you scripts for talking to people about your network marketing business. What I will do is when we get into posture, presence, and positioning, we'll have conversations around where you're getting stuck. And Lisa, you might say, I'm getting stuck in Messenger. I'm getting ghosted. I don't know how to bring this up without people just ignoring me or trying to sell me on their thing. And I'll talk to you about how to posture up, how you can actually reach out to people. So we'll cater and customize based on that specific area. Yeah. So think of it that way. It's more all encompassing. Yeah, absolutely. Your network marketing, Jerica. That's awesome. So a new travel agent, oh man, yeah, that's fabulous. The mistake I see with travel agents and the way you guys are taught is it's very much like, yay, Disney cruise, yay, go do this. It's just like real estate. You're just constantly posting your listings. That isn't adding value. They can go Google, they can go on the travel agent's website and go look up all that. You want to learn how to offer value for your potential people. So for me, I want to know where are the best beach vacations for a family. Where, what's a great cruise that you can do with the family where the kids, there's activities for the kids. What are the best, what's the must-have travel list for an international trip? So what are the things that you can do to help those people? Yeah. So we want to learn how to offer value and build you up. And by the way, Joe, what if you decide not to be a travel agent? Do we build everything up around travel? And then is that the brand? Or do we build up Joe? We build you up and you talk about travel, but maybe you also love, do it yourself, crafts at home or home decor, organizing. Then it's more of a lifestyle brand, right? Doesn't that sound fun? So you really just want to kind of figure out like what's your brand going to be overall. Again, you guys, this is really important. You don't want to create content because you think it'll lead to a sale. You want to create content because you generally love it. You generally want to help people. Okay. All right, so this is what we're going to do now. So yeah, I'd love to have you guys in. Doors are open. First session, you guys can hop in as soon as next week, Tuesday, and you will have lifetime access. So it's a 6-month program. As soon as you sign up, you'll be starting your 6 months. So enroll, register, and as soon as you sign up, we'll go ahead and get you onboarded. We are very organized around here. We have a system for everything thanks to my epic team. So we will make sure you know what's happening, where to go, all the things, the Zoom schedule, all of that. But you, as soon as you register, you can start going through the material now if you want to, because all the modules are in the back office. And then we live teach them each week. And then the following week we integrate. Okay, so next week is a teaching week. So it's perfect timing if you can hop in. Tuesdays at 11 a.m. Central, everything is recorded. We do have people who can't come on live and they just watch the replay. Okay, totally fine. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over the homework. If I can figure out how to get you guys the homework. Okay, there we go. All right, got this. All right, let me put this over here. Okay, so we're going to get into the homework here. And then we're going to go into our break. Okay, so this is what I want you guys to work on during our break. So, let me go to the next page. Okay, here we go. So this is your day one homework. Complete the following action items and drop your results inside of the Gold Digging Boss Babes Facebook group. I know we've got a bunch on YouTube watching. So what you guys can do if you're not going to come into our Facebook group, drop your homework if you're willing to publicly do it in the comments of the YouTube video, because this video will stay on our YouTube channel. So just to hold you accountable, you can just do that. And then if you're on Instagram, same thing, you can put them in the comments. Okay. But if you want to come to Facebook, Goal Digging Boss Babes is our Facebook group where we run our live events. Okay. Virtual events. And there is a homework post. Team, if you guys can let me know where the homework post is going to be. Is it going to be in guide number 7 or will it be in the featured section? Let me know. So for action items, assessing your current income stream. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to identify your income sources. We're going to evaluate your income sources, and we're going to set income goals. So if you go back here to this section right here. So there's some ideas for, or here's the, go back to this page here for the homework, identifying your income sources, evaluating them. You're going to fill this section out is what we're talking about here. Okay. And setting your income goals. So you're going to fill that out. Then you're going to brainstorm new income streams. So if you go back here, brainstorming some new income ideas. Okay, so see that for number 2, we can brainstorm ideas. You might have already done that, but I want you to kind of think about it. Give yourself some space to think, okay? If you're always doing, you can't grow. You can't come up with new ideas that way, okay? So you're gonna brainstorm new income streams, identify skills and interests, brainstorming ideas, research, feasibility, go through the workbook basically, and then journal why this is important to you. So that is right here. Journal why this is important to you. This is what will get you out of bed in the morning. This is what will keep you up late at night when you're tired and you don't want to do it. This is what will keep you going, okay, which is awesome. And let's see. Okay, guide number 7. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So yeah, the homework for this, what you'll do, and this is what I want you to do. I don't want you to say homework done. I want you to tell me what you wrote down as best you can and what you're willing to share, okay? So for homework, you might say your income sources are your full-time job. You don't have to tell us the amounts. Your full-time job, your network marketing company, and your blog. Okay, so list out current income, then brainstorm new income, and then journaling why it's important to you. If you're willing to share that in the homework post, that would be great. So that way we can know that that's what you want to work on, and it's to hold you accountable. Okay, that homework is to hold you accountable and also keep you close to your desk right now. So that way, when we do get into the break, you don't go suddenly you're watching TikTok videos with funny cats speaking and then you forgot about this workshop. So we want to make sure you stay here and get your work done for this. Okay. So what we're actually going to do is I am going to go ahead and start our timer here. We're going to start break a few minutes early, but I do have a timer that I'm going to pop up on the screen. So just check the countdown for that. And then we'll come back in the break a little bit less than 10 minutes. We will come back for the break here. Okay. So I'll see you guys back here shortly. are on our section 2 today, the second half of day 1. You guys are doing awesome. I'm actually really proud of, I got to give a shout out to YouTube. They held strong. Their numbers have been consistent this whole time. So way to go. Facebook, we got to get you up a little bit. I think some of you are squirreling. So tag a friend in the comments. Gold diggers don't go it alone here, so make sure you tag a friend. And Instagram, you've been pretty consistent as well. So I just wanted to recognize you too, because I feel like sometimes y'all are left out. So way to go. All right, so we're going to jump into the second section here. Love to know how your homework went, if you were able to get that all sorted. And of course, you're going to have time after today. So the rest of today, we're going to talk about diversifying paths to wealth and exploring various income streams. So I really want to open your mind. I want you to start to think about maybe monetizing your skill sets. What are some other things that you can do to generate revenue? When I first got into the online space, specifically social media, I could see the possibilities with network marketing. And I also wasn't making very much from it yet to be able to even consider quitting my job. So I actually was a freelance writer for, was it yogalifestyles.com? I wrote articles for them every month and they paid me for that. I also did website design. I taught myself how to build websites back in 2011. And so what I would do is I would be the kind of creative on them, and then I would outsource the tech part of it. I did that in 2017, and I made great money doing that just to fill in the gaps. My point in sharing that with you is if I wouldn't have said, how else can I make money? What are some other things that I can do? Then it would have taken me a lot longer to be able to replace my income. Okay, so that's just really something to think about as well. So I don't know if how well you can see it. Actually, let me 1 second. Let me just check something really quick here. Let me minimize this bad boy here. It's in my way. So with the items listed on the screen, I don't know how well you can see it. Let me just check something really quickly. Okay, let me just go to this page so that way I can see it better. Okay, I admit it, I'm 44 and maybe my vision's changing a little bit and I'm in denial. Okay, we'll just call it what it is. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of go through some of these with you, but I just want you to think outside the box. So you're actually gonna use this sheet here to be able to be thinking, kind of brainstorming a little bit. Do any of these resonate with you? Do any of these land with you? Do any of these make you go, ooh, maybe I could do that, right? So there's all kinds of things we can do. Academic tutoring. I mean, maybe that's something that you could do. Maybe you love working with others and helping them learn. Could you do that? Could you put up something on the Nextdoor app or Facebook Marketplace or wherever jobs are listed? Also, I know a lot of people who will speak English, virtually in other countries where English isn't the first language. Like there's all kinds of things you can do. Affiliate marketing, my personal favorite. Airbnb. So we actually we rented out a condo. We bought it during it was 2019. Yeah, in 2019, we bought a condo. With the pandemic, the value went way up, so we ended up selling it, but we rented that out. We decided to build on top of a mountain in Angel Fire. Built a beautiful home in the mountains, very significant investment. And we actually had that home for 2 years. And then we decided we just weren't using it enough. Our kids were getting older. We were starting to want to travel to other places and not always spend our vacations there. So we just started renting it out this year. And so, is that something that you could do? Could you put a down payment, take some of your, if you have some cash or equity or whatever, and could you have a vacation rental? Okay, there's a whole science to it. But what's awesome, the amount of revenue we'll generate from that property is enough that would be, if I had a traditional corporate job, it's bringing in that much money. Okay, so it can be really viable. Do any of you have rental properties? Let me know in the comments. App development, art and collectibles. Maybe that's your jam, right? Blogging. I think blogging is a great thing to do. It's just making sure you're going to monetize it and you understand that. Bonds, brand ambassadorships. So with brand ambassadorships, I actually have a client, Jacqueline. So we're working on, I met her at a conference I spoke at in Nashville. So Jacqueline's Mom Like a Boss is her brand. And Jacqueline does multiple six figures and she only does brand deals. That's it. She doesn't have her own course. She doesn't do anything. All she does is brand deals. So if she has some cool thing for moms, she basically does like mom hacks. All these brands pay her to promote their stuff, right? And big brands too, like Walmart and things like that as well. So brand ambassadorships if you can really get a following going, can be awesome. Catering services, we actually have a client that does that more in home, but she has a really great chef background, loves all of that. So she actually does some in-home catering type things and meal prep. And she also does stuff online, and she also has a cookbook, and she has recipes, and she builds out meal plans. So catering services, like what are some things that you really love that you could turn into a service? Car rental, we all know what Uber and Lyft are and all of those things. Childcare services, cleaning services, coaching, another personal favorite. So we actually have coaching certifications for those of you that complete our program. So we can talk more about that if you're coming into any of our programs. Consulting. So consulting would be where instead of you being hired to work somewhere, that you actually would come on as a consultant. So typically you come on as a 1099 independent contractor, and they're hiring you to consult them. Consulting is typically a high ticket investment or revenue stream. So this is where you're going to be charging $5, $10, $15, $20,000 a month to consult another business or corporation. So think about your skills. Could you, maybe you've developed, so one of my clients actually, she's a friend from college. I'm thinking of another client as well. So my friend from college, she's been in the IT space for, since she graduated college. So let's say 20 years. And she could easily be an IT consultant instead of working with the company that she works with. So if you have a large amount of or an in-depth skill set in something, a lot of experience, think about consulting. Consultants make a lot more than an employee typically because their perceived value is higher, but also the company isn't bringing them on full time. So they don't have to pay benefits and all these different things. By the way, benefits is not expensive. So if you're like, oh, I need my benefits. I have a guy. Okay. It's actually a girl, but I have a lady, and we've worked with her for years and years and years. Okay. But the employer is more likely to pay a high amount for the consulting because it's usually a specific scope that the person's fulfilling. Okay. Corporate training, that's awesome. So if you love training and teaching, I used to be a corporate trainer for a commercial cleaning company. Courier services, crowdfunding campaigns, crypto, there's an opinion about that, but that could be something you could look at. Dance classes, right? So could you teach dance classes? Digital product sales. So that's actually something I'm doing a lot of affiliate work with digital products. I will tell you guys that space is growing. It's growing tremendously. So I think we'll be talking about that tomorrow. Digital products, but also digital everything, digital marketing, online marketing, social media, all of that. Dividend investing, domain flipping. So that's where you would buy a domain name. So let's say thegolddiggergirl.com, buy that domain, and then you could sell it. So this will be common for certain domains that people really want. Drop shipping business. So that would be where people buy products and you ship them out. So you could make the product. So for example, this right here, you could make it and then ship it out, or you could just be the person that fulfills it. E-commerce, so think of Shopify. Elderly care services, right? I used to volunteer at a nursing home, and it really filled my heart up, and I absolutely loved it. So maybe you love the elderly and you want to do some services there. Elderly care, it can even be doing their grocery shopping for them. So think of things that maybe you really like to do. Could you do it for somebody else and be paid for that? Etsy shop, obviously, that's a very obvious one. Event planning. Do you love events? Event sponsorships. So you're getting sponsorship for events. So sponsorships will help pay for the expenses of the event. So event sponsorship is where you would secure the sponsors. Exchange traded funds, EFTs. Facebook ad management. I do know how to do Facebook ads, and it is a skill set. It is not easy to figure out. So if you get really good at it, you guys, Facebook ads, you can easily build that into a full-time income. Okay. And I should have said this at the beginning. I'm not making any income claims. There's no guarantee in any of this. Choose your own, to pursue any of this at your own risk. Okay. Fitness training. I actually used to do boot camps in my backyard when I was let go from my job and didn't have one. There's pictures of me with Elise strapped on my chest because she was like, I don't know, a month old. And I'm like telling people to do burpees and sprints and kettlebells and all of that. But it paid the bills while I was looking for a job, right? Food truck business, freelance. And by the way, food truck business, we have had clients do food truck. It's a hefty investment on the onset, but depending on location and, especially if you're buying an existing business, it can be viable. Freelance research services, freelancing, fundraising services. That's also like a really highly sought skill set because there's a lot of sales involved with fundraising. By the way, as I'm sharing these, drop in the comments. I want to see what you guys put over there. Let me know if any of these resonate with you, where you're like, ooh, yeah, you can. No, Etsy has rules around that. We actually had an Etsy shop and we decided not to build it up because of the Done For You business that you guys know I'm an affiliate for. I was like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that instead and sell things that are already made instead of creating stuff on Etsy. We also do have a client, Rebecca. She's in the Millionaire Mindset Experience. She has an Etsy shop. So she does custom gifts and different things. So the rules with Etsy is it has to be custom made. So you can't sell like cell phones on there. It has to be something custom made. You could custom make the cases and sell those. Okay. So we're in the F's here: freelancing, fundraising, furniture flipping. So that would be where you buy something, beat up, you distress it, make it look awesome, and then sell it. Graphic design services. So if you are good at Canva and Adobe and just the different things, that's a service. There's lots of people who would hire that out. Grant writing, handy. And we actually, guess what we're going to do? We're going to give you actual websites where you can actually find people to help you, but you can put your services on there as well. So it'll be a win-win both ways, okay? Fundraising, furniture flipping, graphic design, grant writing, handyman services. Any handy ladies out there? House flipping. Bettina is one of our students, and she does house flipping. It's also more of, she just has different language. It's the realtor language. I don't understand all of it. But a house flipping, I think you guys all know what that is, where you buy something, spruce it up, and then resell it for a profit. House sitting. Oh my goodness, that can be a really, really viable thing. And typically if people are traveling, then they have the discretionary income to pay someone to take care of their plants and their dogs and whatever. So if you want to do something like that, that can be very viable financially. Influencer partnerships. So that would be more of that, like Amazon, like I was telling you. By the way, if there's something you really like, reach out to the company and ask them, do they have an influencer program? Do they have an affiliate program? 9 times out of 10, they do. It's not always obvious, but always ask. And often if they don't, they'll say, well, we don't, but what would that look like? And they can set you up with a code or something, and they can pay you out every time somebody redeems that code or clicks your link. Insurance sales, interior design, investment in real estate, junk removal services, language tutoring. So academic tutoring would be a little bit different than language tutoring. So language tutoring would be teaching somebody English or Spanish, but they kind of cross over there a little bit. Landscaping, I don't know, that's not my jam. Maybe it's yours. Lawn care, also not my jam. Legal services, of course, you need the credentials for it, but you could do that, right? Right now, maybe you're doing legal work for a company. Could you branch off on your own and do your own thing? Merchandising, mobile car detailing. There's people who that's their business. That's what they do, is the mobile car, right? Also, another thing to think about, you guys, is a mobile version of a business in your area. So pet grooming services at the end, but this is a perfect example. Mobile pet grooming, right? Or maybe mobile, a nail salon, but mobile, right? So maybe you have like an awesome Airstream or something like that, or maybe you come into people's homes and do it, but a mobile version, there's definitely a need for that, especially in certain more affluent areas. People will pay extra to have somebody to come to their home, okay? So we're on the L's, no, we're on the M's. Moving services, music lessons, heck yeah, right? If you know how to teach music, that could be a great source of income. I used to teach spin class 3 days a week, and that when I was telling you guys about all the other things, writing the articles and all the things, I used to teach spin class 3 days a week. It was just, what's really cool about that, you guys, is the energy around it is saying, I don't want to say you're hustling, but you're hustling. And there is a time and place for hustling in your business. Hustling gets a bad rap, and it shouldn't. Okay, hustling, the hustle culture, no, we don't want to feel like we always have to be working. We have to be on our phones and, forget sleep. You can sleep when you're dead, right? Not that, but there is a time and place to hustle, in my opinion. And it's in the build mode, in the build phase. If you watch anything worth doing, and it takes blood, sweat, and tears to build something to be proud of, then you slow down, right? Then you put systems in place, you get a team, you outsource things, you have some stuff on autopilot, but there's this build phase where it is a little bit of that hustle, okay? Energetically, though, you're sending this message to the universe that you're serious. You're sending this message to yourself to say, I'm willing to roll up my sleeves and do the work. I'm telling you what, you guys, and this is a huge part of what we teach in the Millionaire Mindset Experience. When you say you're going to do something, and some of you need to listen up if you're multitasking right now. Some of you say you're going to do something, and when you don't do it, so you're like, oh yeah, I'm going to do a reel every day, and then you don't do it, you're destroying your self-image and your self-confidence, because then you don't trust yourself. So then you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I should have a business, or I don't know, who am I to want to quit my job, or I don't know if I would follow through. Like, you literally don't trust yourself. You have to do what you say, even when you don't feel like it. Again, a trait of a warrior, but that's what rebuilding your self-image is all about, is that you do trust yourself. You do follow through. You do say what you're going to do, even when you don't feel like it. You say what you were going to do, even though you don't feel like it. That's really important. Okay. So we have music lessons, mutual funds, nonprofit consulting, online challenges, like a workshop, webinar, all that, online courses, of course, right? I will say, I also know lots of people who have courses and they haven't sold any of them. So in the Millionaire Mindset Experience, that's what I'm teaching you. I'm teaching you how to market yourself. I'm teaching you how to fill a gap in the market, how to find your place online, how to get the leads coming to you. I'm talking attracting the right people, high quality leads to you, and making those sales. So these are all ideas, and some of it you have to learn how to actually market yourself and sell. Okay, marketing and sales are essential skills for every entrepreneur. Online marketplace. So I'll tell you guys a funny story. I sold Cutco cutlery knives. That's how I paid for college. I won a scholarship through them. I was like top 50 in the country. I was one of those people that was willing to do the work, right? I booked lots of appointments, and it was all word of mouth. Anyways, did that for 7 years. Well, when I left, I was a just district manager. When I left, I had all of these Cutco knives that were brand new, and they're very expensive, like super expensive. So I actually sold them on eBay, and I came up with a whole method for it. Of course, are you surprised? And I sold them on eBay, and I made tons of money from all of these knives that I had won and received over the years. And it rocked. So Amazon, eBay, right? You can have a marketplace. I know, I love my Cutco knives, best knives in the whole world, for real. Online tutoring, painting services, peer-to-peer lending. I wouldn't really recommend that one. And it's there, meaning you can look into it and see what that looks like. Personal finance consulting. Oh, that's a great niche to get into for sure. Personal shopping services. How many of you like shopping? I worked with a stylist 2 years ago when we were getting ready for our conference, and we did a whole rebrand, and I worked with a stylist for a while, and it changed my life. It was epic, okay? Because having someone that can do those kind of things for you and help you kind of develop your vibe and your look and all of that. There's a lot of industries out there where people need that, right? Pet grooming services. I think, is there more on here? Yeah, okay. Pet sitting, photography, kind of obvious, but are you a good photographer? By the way, if you're good at content creation, could you do that for others? There's lots of people who need content. Could you market your services that you can help them record content, videos and reels and things like that? Podcasting, portfolio income, print on demand. So that would be where maybe somebody wants to have journals made up, different things, you print them on demand. Printables and digital downloads, proofreading services. That's a real thing, guys. In the Lazy Girl's Guide to Making Bank, we have links for some of this in there too. Public speaking, you can be paid to public speak. It takes some time to get there, but you can. Real estate crowdfunding, real estate investing, rental properties, rideshare services, royalties from books, music, patents. SaaS, that's a good one. Software as a service. We're actually rolling something out in a few weeks here for our audience, so more to come on that. What's nice about SaaS is that when people use your services, you typically build in that reoccurring revenue, because once people sign up for it, oh, I forgot to flip the page over here. Thank you. I'm on my own little page here because I can't see, so I had to put it on the other screen. Sorry about that, you guys. So we're on the S's at the bottom, selling handmade crafts. Also, if you do love handmade crafts, I would definitely look at Etsy for that. Social media influencing, kind of like the influencer thing, software as a service, stock photography, stock trading, subscription boxes, tax preparation services. Subscription boxes, I have an opinion on those. You just need to make sure they're profitable, but those can be really great too. Tax prep, tour guide services, transcription, travel planning and booking, vacation rentals, videography, virtual assistant. Put a star by that one. That's a huge industry. Everybody's looking for a virtual assistant, I swear. So if you think you would be good at it and you want to develop those skills, we actually have partnered with Christine Sarvi for her VA program for one of our certifications. So if any of you want to go through her VA course, let us know and you can get certified as a VA. Virtual events hosting, voiceover work. So if somebody needs a voiceover with going with their video or whatnot, you can be the voiceover for that. You can also do that for things like Audible, audiobooks. They'll hire someone to read the books. Webinars, website flipping, writing and editing services, and YouTube channel. I think that might be the end of those ones. Okay. So we have 50 essential platforms for building multiple income streams. And you'll recap for me which ones are the ones that I just shared with you, or any ideas that you really liked. All right, 50 essential platforms. 50 essential platforms for building multiple income streams. So these right here are, you don't need all of them. This is just a list for each category. Freelancing. So this is where you can find freelancers, but this is where you can put yourself out there for freelance work. I've used Upwork for over a decade. I love Upwork. It's really great for more technical stuff, but I've had people, some of the affirmation guided visualizations you've heard me read, I've had those written through Upwork, website builds through Upwork. You can just find so many things. So you can put your own skills up there. Fiverr's also, it's not just $5, by the way, like it's a lot more than that. So Fiverr's awesome. These are great places to meet new potential clients too. Freelancer is another website, Top Tool, Guru. So you can see all of those. I'm just going to speak to the ones I've actually used. Investments, Robinhood. I've used Robinhood. Vanguard's another big one. Let's see. Yeah, so you've probably heard of some of these, but investment platforms, if you've not invested, I would recommend you reach out to someone like Marissa, a professional. So that way, what they do is they basically do a collection. It's mutual funds where it's a collection of different stocks and things like that. E-commerce, Shopify, that's a great one. Etsy, Amazon, eBay. We talked about some of these. Let's see, affiliate marketing, Amazon Associates. It's a bit hard to get approved now because they have so many people doing it, but you could look into that. ClickBank. So it's a whole website full of different things you can be an affiliate for. And some of these other ones are just like that too. Online courses and teaching, online courses and coaching. We've used Teachable in the past. We are actually moving over to Go High Level. We're just putting everything in there. So if you're new and you're like, where should I go with it? You don't need to worry about those platforms just yet until you have that course. And you don't really need the course until you have the audience established. So don't go and build the course first. You want to build the audience first. Otherwise, you end up having this course and no buyers. But also, like Heidi said, you're going to know what you need to do the course on once you really get to know your people. So Udemy is kind of like the lower ticket type stuff for courses. Kajabi's pretty traditional. We use Go High Level because it's so affordable compared to the other ones. And we can put our Go High Level affiliate link for you guys. There's some other ones there. Podia's, it's okay if you're kind of a beginner. We've had some clients use that one, okay? But just some ideas for you to explore. Prioritizing income streams. So instructions are rank the top 10 income streams you are most interested in pursuing. Provide reasons for your choices. So I like that we're gonna choose our top income streams that we wanna go after. And if you're like, oh, I'm just not there yet, right? You're just like, I still want you to pick them because this is part of the process of goal setting and visualization and telling your subconscious mind, this is the plan. This is where we're going. If you don't start dreaming a little bit, as soon as you start to think of something and in the second, okay, this is how you know. The first thought is, oh my gosh, I would love to be a freelance writer. And then the second thought is, well, what would you write about, or who would hire you? You don't even have any books. You're not an author. The second thought is not godly. That's lack, that's fear. It's not supporting you. The first thought is the one you want to honor. Okay. The first thought of, oh my gosh, that'd be so cool to be a freelance writer. That's the one. That's the winner. Write that one down. Okay. So if you started just kind of, getting in your head about it, just watch that. Okay. What came first? Top income streams and reasons for ranking number one. Like, why are you most excited about that one? Okay. So you can go through that for Gosh, I forgot to change my screen again. Okay, let me just get off of this one over here. All right, prioritizing income streams. You guys can see it on the screen there. So you're going to put top income streams and the reason for each. And you'll see a second page for that with a total of 10. And then we're going to get into your action plans for your top income stream. So this is where I said we're going to get to work on this, okay? We're not just going to be talking about it. We're going to get to work. So if you feel uncomfortable, you feel some resistance, you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy right now, this isn't the right timing, that's all self-sabotage, okay? That's what that is. So when you want to change, Dr. Joe Dispenza talks about this, you're over here on this side of the bank, and then there's the river of change. You're right here where you've been forever and it's safe. And I'm asking you to step in the river of change, which is uncomfortable. And you really want to go back here, but we need to get you over to the other side, the new version of yourself. This river of change is very much a fight or flight spot. You don't feel comfortable here. It feels unsafe. It's moving fast. Okay, that's completely normal. So if you notice like, oh, I don't feel like I feel uncomfortable about this, that's growth. Growth is uncomfortable. Trust me, I have grown a lot in the last 7 years. It is uncomfortable. It's not easy. If it feels, oh, this is easy, you're not growing. Okay, so it should feel uncomfortable. So your instructions are develop an action plan for your top 3 income streams, include steps needed, resources required, and a timeline for implementation. So income stream 1, what are the steps needed for that? So maybe you need to get a certification. Maybe you need to post something up on Nextdoor, or see, should you create an account with Upwork and get your services listed up there? What are the steps needed? Okay, any resources required? So a coach might come into play for some of those. I would encourage you to be coaching if it's not with me. Invest in yourself, you guys. The thing is, we would invest in a heartbeat if our husband was like, hey, I want to go back and get my master's degree, or your kiddo came home and was like, hey, I think I want to go to this college. You would be, yep, let's do it. Let's figure it out. But for some reason for yourself, you're like, oh, I couldn't. Okay, it's necessary. It's necessary for growth, fast growth, quantum leaping, being able to move quicker to achieve your goals when you invest, okay, investing with a coach. So that might be a resource for you, investing with a coach, getting into a coaching program, learning how to market yourself on social media, income stream number 2, and so on. And then you can list those out. Okay, so this is what we have for your homework. Complete the following. Complete the following action items, drop your results inside a goal digging boss phase. We're in guide number 7 for that, okay? Action items are to prioritize your income stream. So rank the top 10 income streams you are most interested in pursuing, provide reasons for your choices, which we just showed you, and then action plans for top income streams. Develop an action plan for your top 3 income streams, include steps needed, resources required, and a timeline for implementation. So I'm not doing a full business plan or anything like that right now. I just want to get you started with thinking about that, starting to get yourself into that frame of mind as well, okay? So we'll do the homework for that. And then also as a reminder, what we have right now open, if you guys didn't catch it before the break, our 6-month program, the Millionaire Mindset Experience. Inside of this group coaching program, I'm going to teach you how to master your mindset, to be able to market yourself and your skills on social media, and to be able to make money online. So we're going to be hitting everything from personal branding to content creation, attracting good quality buyers to you, having those conversations and closing those sales. But we're also really going to look at what's going on with you on a day-to-day basis. Okay. You're excited right now. You're pumped. You're feeling my energy. But then what happens when you're by yourself an hour from now? You're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna do this. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I'll do it tomorrow. That's self-sabotage, okay? Or you're like, I can't do this. You're moving down the emotional guidance scale. You have to learn how to keep yourself up. This is what you want in life, is right here. It's high energy, it's high vibe, it's high up the emotional guidance scale. You might be down here. You feel discontent, you feel frustration, you feel, that's because there's a gap. This is what you want. You're down here. It is not a match. You are pushing away the exact thing that you want by your vibe, your energy, and your emotions. Your emotions over time dictate you have your thoughts, which dictate your emotions. Over time, your emotions and your thoughts, over and over and over again, those thoughts create your habits, your beliefs, and eventually your character. Okay, your beliefs can be changed, but until you learn how to figure out what that is, what is going on, nothing is going to change. Okay, you might even get some traction on your own, and then you will self sabotage. I see it happen all the time. Okay, so if you're ready to, you're sick and tired of figuring this out, stumbling, just stop, go. You have no clarity. You're just like, I'm doing something wrong. I'm going to invite you to come into the Millionaire Mindset Experience. And Abby will put the link below if she hasn't already. So that's open right now. That's open until Tuesday at midnight. Also, everyone who enrolls is going to get a huge bonus. It's our Like a Gold Digger conference. It was a virtual, or we have a virtual experience of it, but it was an in-person event. So the whole thing was professionally produced and filmed. So we have 40 hours or 40 different speakers, over 14 hours of epic speakers in our industry that you'll also get as a bonus. And then I'll also have Abby pop this up on the screen in the comments. Excuse me. We have a couple extra things that we're offering just you guys for being in this Millionaire Mindset Experience or Multiple Streams to Multimillions workshop. We have 30 days of inspiration with KO. So I'm KO. That's my nickname if you didn't know. Kimberly Olson, KO. So if you want 30 days where every day I will DM you in Messenger on Facebook, I'm going to send you just an inspirational quote. You can save it. They're really pretty. You can use it to post on social or just as a nice daily reminder. And you're going to get a voice memo from me every day for 30 days. It's inspirational. It's a kick in the pants. It's just that little nugget. It's in the morning. It'll be delivered. So that way it's like, yeah, like I'm doing this. I mean, how nice would it be to like have me in your inbox once a day telling you like, you got this, right? So 30 days of inspo with KO. We're offering that to you guys. And then the final thing, this right here is 30 days of 30-day guided journaling experience. And this is totally unique. So for each day, you're going to have a theme. We're developing character traits of a warrior in here. A beautiful quote. You're going to have a theme for the day, and you scan the QR code, and it's me talking about the daily prompt, the theme for the day. And then I'm going to prompt you on what to journal. If you've not done journaling before, this is literally the best way to get started. Or if you're not consistent with it, do the 30 days. I'm telling you what, this is a way to reprogram your mindset. Plus, again, you hear me talking, right? I'm like, hey, girl, you got this. You're like, okay, yeah, you're right. So that's just an awesome hands-on way to interact with me and a great resource. And it's physical. So that journal you'll actually get in the mail. So Abby included that for you guys as well, having KO in your ear every day, right? Oh my gosh. Okay, so just so you guys know, what we're gonna actually do is for tomorrow, we're actually going to come back here at 11 a.m. Central. We'll kick off for the second day and we'll have 2 more sessions for the Millionaire Mindset Experience. So I really want you to do the homework, okay? Again, if you don't do it now, when are you gonna do it, right? So just keep that in mind. You want to make sure you make it a priority. And then just to close out, I'm going to share just a short interview here we did with one of our Millionaire Mindset Experience students, Amy. From backstage, Amy Seditoli. Hi, Amy.
Hi.
Thank you for doing this.
Absolutely.
You're so amazing. So I would love for you to share with everyone a little bit about yourself, who you are and what you do.
So my name is Amy Senatol, and I empower service-based entrepreneurs through precise and complete bookkeeping or accounting, if you want to call it that instead.
Yes, very concise I am statement. I love that. Okay, so tell everyone what had you, how did you come into my world and what were you hoping to accomplish?
I started following you a little bit before, probably in September, and done a couple of your free workshops. And then I heard you speak at the Faith Over Fear conference in September, October of last year. After that, started consuming more and more of you, and just decided that after being an entrepreneur for 6 years and never having a business coach, that if I wanted to do things different, then I needed to do things different. And so I joined your first ever Millionaire Mindset Experience. That's a 6-month program that we did together, and life has completely changed. then joined your academy, your six-figure academy, and am a lifetime member of the Vault.
That's awesome. You're just crushing all the things. And what would you say when we started connecting? What was unique about your experience with me as far as me being able to guide you to restructure your packages and just like ask for more? Because that's a lot of what we're talking about today.
Yes. So I really, like I said, been flying by the seat of my pants for 6 years in the entrepreneurial self-employment world. And after hearing you speak at Faith Over Fear, I was just like, I need to become an adult if I'm going to really, really, really make this work. And really dove into the Millionaire Mindset Experience. The mindset work that we did in the very beginning, and everything on just valuing myself differently than I ever had before, what I had to offer, the limiting beliefs that I had on, do I really know what I'm doing? I mean, I've been an accountant for 30 years, but do I know what I'm doing enough to offer that to somebody else? And working with you and your compassion and your encouragement and your getting to me to see things in a different light were just really pivotal.
Aw, thanks for saying that. And I know you raised your prices, so that meant you brought in more revenue this year. Will this be your biggest year?
This will. One of the things in the Millionaire Mindset Experience was doing some market research, of which I had never done before. I did not know how to price what I was doing. I had never looked at whatever everybody else was doing. I had some people on monthly packages, some people on hourly, some people on, providing a lot of free work and not getting paid for it. And once you and I went through all of the market research and I came up with some packages, you and I had talked about not rolling those out until after the first quarter. And I knew if I didn't just immediately press the button right then, 1 week before the end of 2023, that I was not going to
the end of the year.
Yeah, the end of the year. Let's just surprise everybody that I'm going to prices in 1 week. And I had about probably 25 to 30 clients at that time. I thought I really was going to be sick when I pressed that button because I had no idea what was going to be the response. Some people, I went up triple what they were originally being charged, and I had one client decline.
Out of all of those?
Out of all of
Wow.
those, one client, and within 1 week in our new pricing structure, I gave myself a $50,000 annual raise.
Can we just drop some fire for Amy there, because she's the one that she went and did it, right? A lot of people would have been like, oh, I love your ideas, Kimberly, but like you did it. You were like, okay, these are my services. And I really think, it's so cool to just see that you gave yourself a $50,000 raise without doing more. And I swear, every time I touch base with you, you're like, oh yeah, I have a new client. So do you feel like it's allowed you just to energetically attract new clients?
Oh, absolutely. I am an accountant. I don't network, do the networking functions and things like that. So my growth is normally organically, word of mouth, somebody referring me because they've, seen my name on Facebook. So there's not a lot of, I could go 6 months without not having a client. And I actually yesterday kind of wrote down, so, since I've been working with you in October, I have, so I gave myself the $50,000 raise with just existing clients. I've signed 8 new clients. I have 2 out for signature, and I have leads for 3 more. So I'm on track to double what I made last year.
I have chills. I'm so proud of you, Amy. Like that. And I love that you're in like a non-traditional, like what people would say, oh, this won't work for me. You came in with like very open, you came in open. You didn't come in like, I've done this for 30 years. What is she going to teach me? You came in open, implemented. And what would you say to those that are hanging with us today, as far as like, I'm going to be sharing a unique opportunity for them in a little bit, but for anyone that's just with us and they want to take that next step and work with us in some capacity, because we have different programs we open throughout the year. not everything's open right now, but if they do want to take that next step with us, what would you say to anybody who's never worked with us before? They're a little nervous to make an investment. What would you say to them?
I was very nervous about making the assessment or, making the investment into the program. I'd never had a business coach before. And being self-employed, you a lot of times want to hold on very tightly to every penny because you don't know where your next penny is coming from. And I will say this is the best investment I have ever made. Not only from the standpoint of the return on investment, obviously, I've 100-fold gotten back what I had monetarily invested with you, but just personally and emotionally and my mindset is just completely different than it was 6 months ago. Things that I would not have done before or paid for before, I'm like, oh, yep, done. Oh, somebody else wants to do that for me? Yep, how much does it cost? I'm paying for it. And I think it's really, it's made a huge difference in, my personal life and my business life. I would do it all over again.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing that. I really appreciate it. And I think someone dropped her name in the comments, but if you guys could just put her name in the comments. I want you guys to all follow Amy, follow her journey, cheer her on, kind of watch what she's doing. And just so we can, raise the vibration together to continue to support each other. So Amy, thank you so much for sharing and taking time, and look forward to you continuing to crush it.
Thanks.
Have a good day. Thank you.